What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I'm Ken, and today, guys, I wanted to make a video talking about the Criterion 50% off Barnes & Noble sale that started on June the 30th, and it will end on July the 28th. So we have a very short but kind of long window to get all of the Criterions that we want for 50% off. Now, I will say that yes, this is taking place at Barnes & Noble stores and also on the Barnes & Noble websites, which I will link down below in the description. But you can also get a lot of these titles for 50% off on Amazon right now as well, because Amazon is price matching a lot of these titles that Barnes & Noble is doing. I'm pretty sure almost every single one probably. But in this video today, I'm going to be throwing out a few recommendations, 5 recommendations. I'm also going to be talking about 5 titles that will be on my wish list for the month. Yes, guys, I'm not going to go out in the stores and just grab armfuls. I'm not going to get 10 or 20 or 30 Criterion titles. You guys know I've spent way too much money recently on Vinegar Syndrome and just tons of other stuff. I do want some Criterions though. I do want to take part in the sale, but I am only getting 5. Well, 6. We'll talk about it when we get to that part though. Titles in the month for 50% off. There's always November, again, for another sale, and then there's also a flash sale as well. So there's other opportunities to get titles for 50% off, but I have to narrow it down to 5 that I really want to get this month, and that's all that I'm going to get. But look, before we get into it, like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. We talk about physical media on this channel every single day. If you like that kind of thing, 4Ks, Blu-rays, owning the movies that you love, all that stuff there behind me, then definitely consider hitting the subscribe button. And also, guys, in the comment section below, let me know what you're going to be picking up this month for the Criterion 50% off sale. What do you got your eye on? What are you trying to get? How many are you going to get? Are you going to get 5? Are you going to get truckloads of Criterions? Do you use this month to get hundreds of Criterion titles? Let me know that in the comment section below. So first things first, guys, let's show off some recommendations. If you're look, I will never claim to be the most knowledgeable person about Criterion titles. I've got maybe 70 in the collection, but I haven't even seen half of the ones that I have in my collection. I've probably watched maybe 30 to 35 Criterion titles total ever, which is crazy to think about because I've been collecting them for so long. But I do like Criterion. It's just not always a label that I go to grab one off the shelf first. But I do have some recommendations for those that are just getting in to collecting Criterion. Say you want to be pointed in the right direction. I'm going to try to do so here today with 5 good recommendations. First up, Thelma and Louise. And I know this one just came out, but if you didn't grab this, you have to grab this. This is a great movie directed by the legendary filmmaker Ridley Scott, starring Susan Sarandon, Gina Davis. It's a great movie. I had seen parts of it when I was a kid, but I never really watched it in its entirety. Watched it with this 4K. Such a great movie. But this 4K, guys, you got to believe me, I've seen a lot of 4Ks this year. I've seen like 50, 60 4Ks. This is the best one that I've seen this year, picture quality wise. It looked amazing. So I have to recommend you add this to the collection. And it's a digipack set as well. So you got all kinds of cool stuff in it, booklets, and it's a 3-disc set. So I love the Criterion digipack so much. So highly recommend it. Great artwork on the inside. And you can get it right now for $25 during the Criterion sale. So that's another thing to note, guys. Yes, it's 50%, but on Amazon, like most of the time, these are $35 on Amazon for the 4Ks and then $27.99 for the Blu-rays. And during the 50% off sale, Barnes & Noble, they market 50% off of the SRP, which it's hardly ever the actual like full $50. So when they do the 50% off, they mark it down to $25, which is only $10 less than it usually is on Amazon. But Thelma and Louise, if you've been holding off, you got to grab this one. I know that this is probably the most sought after Criterion during the sale. A lot of people, because it came out in May, were like, I can wait till July to pick this one up. So I feel like a lot of people are going to grab it now, but it's a high recommendation from me. It's the best 4K of the year for my money. This is a highly underrated Coen Brothers film. Everybody loves Fargo. Everybody loves No Country for Old Men. I love those movies as well, but Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Like, those are all great movies from the Coen Brothers, but this was their first movie, and in my opinion, they came out the gate swinging and did one of their top 3 movies. I love the movie Blood Simple, and 100% recommend that you add this one to your collection. It's kind of a dark thriller. It's starring Frances McDormand, one of her early movies. This came out in 1984, just to give you an idea of how old this movie is. But yes, it was Joel and Ethan Coen's first movie, their directorial debut, and they came out of the gate with one of their best movies. One of the best movies of 1984, to be completely honest. Such a great movie from the Coen brothers. Blood Simple. Highly recommend this one for sure, and you can get that for 20 bucks right now. And then Raging Bull, this is one of the best looking 4Ks that came out last year. This is one of my personal favorite Martin Scorsese films. I'm pretty sure it probably is my favorite Martin Scorsese film. It's contending only with Taxi Driver, I'm pretty sure, but I love both of those movies. But this movie's so freaking good. I rewatched it when the 4K came out, and I was like, this movie just hit me in a whole new way. And I loved it so much. Raging Bull, high recommendation on 4K. Look great. 25 bucks. You can get that right now. I always recommend this one, I feel like, but I just had so much fun with it, and it just charmed the pants off of me when I watch it. This is a comedy from 1938, starring Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant. This is Bringing Up Baby. Such a fun movie. I did not expect, like, they don't come out with good comedies nowadays. But I did not expect a movie from the 1930s to make me laugh as hard as this movie did. Like, it's really funny. Like, and again, it's from the 30s, which just proves that how you know, talented you must be as a comedian, as a comedic director, to make your movie and comedy that timeless. Because comedy can be timeless if you do it just right, if you don't rely so much on everything that's going around in the world. If you just make it situational, you make it universal to all time periods. There are things that are always funny, and this movie like does all of them. So highly recommend this movie. I thought it was hilarious. Bringing Up Baby from 1938. You can get that for 20 bucks right now. Now with the Blu-rays, guys, I'm really trying to recommend ones that I don't think, there was a couple of Blu-rays that I went to grab, and I was like, I feel like these are going to get 4Ks pretty soon, because they've been upgrading like crazy. Like Criterion's been doing the same stuff that Screen Factory Arrow Video's been doing. So I don't think they'll do Bringing Up Baby on 4K. I really don't. I also don't think they're going to do Blood Simple on 4K. Again, I could be wrong, but I don't think they will. And this last one, they could do this on 4K, but I really doubt that they will, at least within the Criterion collection. This is Cronos. And I believe this is Guillermo del Toro's first movie, if I'm not mistaken. This is from 1993. This is a really good movie. It's kind of, I don't know exactly what you would call this. It's a monster movie for sure. It's a horror film. It's kind of a vampire movie, but the thing that infects him and turns him into a creature is this little like amulet, like trinket thing that kind of stabs his finger and then turns him into this like blood sucking or blood drinking, you know, vampiric type of monster. But it's a really good movie. It's a Spanish film. It's got Ron Perlman in it, and he's the only person in this movie that speaks English. Like it's kind of funny when you watch it. Everybody around him speaking Spanish, but Ron Perlman speaking English. But this is a really good movie. It's got some good special features as well. And I watched it a couple of years ago and really enjoyed it. So Cronos, I would highly recommend for the Criterion sale. You can get it for 20 bucks. Now let's get into the stuff that I have on my wish list. So again, I thought about this a lot, and I'm like, what do I want to get and need to get right now during this sale? And for starters, guys, I said 5 titles that I'm going to put on my wish list. It's actually 6, because I'm going to include After Hours here. It's a new release that comes out this month on 4K. I am going to get that absolutely during the Criterion sale, but again, I probably would have got that anyway regardless. It's a Martin Scorsese film, so I'm excited to get that one on 4K. I've never seen it. So After Hours, I'm absolutely getting on 4K for 25 bucks this month. But my 5 titles that came out in the past that I'm going to be picking up is, and most of these are newer titles that have come out within the past year. And that's the thing, again, like I said, with the recommendations, I feel like if I go back too far with Criterion and I pick up some of their Blu-rays, again, I'm not sure if those are going to get upgraded to 4K. Now, if it came out recently on Blu-ray, I'm pretty sure I'm safe, at least for a while. But the first one is Targets, and this is a movie starring Boris Karloff, and it came out in the 60s. And I read the premise on this. It sounded really interesting. And again, this is a recent Blu-ray release from Criterion. This one came out in May. I don't feel like they're going to upgrade this one to 4K anytime soon. I could be wrong. A lot of people would be upset if they did, but I'm pretty sure they won't upgrade this one. But Targets is definitely on my list, as is 2 Terry Gilliam films. The Fisher King on 4K I'm going to pick up this month. It's a movie starring Robin Williams, and I've heard some incredible things about this film. I don't know too much about it other than it was directed by Terry Gilliam and it stars Robin Williams. So I'm excited to check this one out. This one's definitely on my list, as is Time Bandits, the other Terry Gilliam film. Now, I thought about getting the Barry Munchausen movie, but I feel like I haven't heard that movie universally praised like I have Fisher King and Time Bandits. And I'm a little kind of iffy on Terry Gilliam. The movies that I've seen, I'm not a huge fan of 12 Monkeys. So I don't know. And again, I feel like there's another one of his that I've seen that I just kind of liked. So I'm kind of iffy on him as a director. I don't want to go all in on Terry Gilliam films, but I feel like I've heard enough good things about the Fisher King and Time Bandits that those ones are worth an upgrade. And the Time Bandits Criterion that I've seen has a lenticular cover, which I think is really cool. I didn't even know Criterion did those kind of covers. So I'm going to get both of those on 4K. And then my fourth one that I'm going to get is a Wes Anderson film. And I'm pretty sure that most all of the Wes Anderson films, except for his 3 recent ones, Isle of Dogs, French Dispatch, and of course the most recent one, Asteroid City, that's still in the theaters. I think all of his films except for those 3 are in the Criterion Collection. And I actually own Bottle Rocket, which was his first movie, but this one's his second movie, and I want to add this to the collection, Rushmore on Blu-ray. And this one came out quite a long time ago from the Criterion Collection, but I really don't think they're gonna start upgrading Wes Anderson movies because as of right now, there's not any of his movies out on 4K. I'm pretty sure every Wes Anderson movie is currently still in the Blu-ray format. I don't know if that's because of him, if he's just not choosing to restore his movies to 4K, or what exactly the deal is. So I feel like I'm safe with Rushmore. I don't feel like they're gonna upgrade this one anytime soon, but I've always wanted to see this movie from like the moment it came out. I remember commercials and previews of this movie being on TV when it came out back in 1999. Bill Murray in this film. I remember wanting to see it back then. For whatever reason, all this time, I've never watched this movie, and I really want to watch it, and I want to add it to the Criterion Collection. I feel like if there's a good edition out there that I can own, I might as well get it and check it out. So yeah, I'm excited to watch Rushmore from the Criterion Collection. I will probably end up watching that one almost immediately after I get it. I do want the Royal Tenenbaums as well, because I really like that movie. I watched that one a couple of years ago, I think, on Hulu or Amazon Prime. But I'll wait a little bit on that one. But I will pick up Rushmore. And I do want that Grand Budapest Digipack release. I don't know why. What has been holding me back from getting that one? I really like that movie when I watched it. I have a Blu-ray copy of it. But for whatever reason, I never get it. I think it's because every time I go to Barnes & Noble, I find it and there's always like something wrong with it. So maybe I just need to order that one online. But yeah, Rushmore, I'm for sure going to get this month. And my last pick is one that I feel like I hear recommended very often. This one came out last October, and that is Eve's Bayou. I'm going to get the Blu-ray release of that. And again, it came out recently, so I don't think that one's going to be upgraded to 4K. But this is another movie with an interesting premise, and it has Samuel L. Jackson in it as well. It came out in 1997. And I feel like I've just heard tons of great things about this movie, so I definitely want to check it out and add it to the collection. So yeah, that's the 5 titles that I'm after this month. In addition to After Hours on 4K, I want Targets, The Fisher King on 4K, Time Bandits on 4K, Rushmore, and Eve's Bayou. So all those are going to run me about $135 right there. So not bad, not a bad haul. Maybe I'll go in stores and see if I can find all of these in stores, and I'll do a little in-store shopping trip or something and just showing off all the Criterion titles that are on sale this month. But there you have it, guys. That's my recommendations. That's the titles that I'm looking for, my wish list for the month of July, so to speak. So Criterion sale, guys, Barnes & Noble, 50% off. It is on right now. If you want these titles, this is the best time to collect Criterion. This is the cheapest they're going to be during these sales, and also during the Criterion flash sales when they do those as well. So thank you all so much for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Comment down below some Criterion either recommendations or just stuff that you're looking to grab this month. And then turn on those bell notifications for all future videos and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.